everyone, we are back again with the third episode of Alumni Interview Series, and today we have a very special guest with us, Ms. Sromona Banerjee, who is Structured Financial Analyst at Moody's. So Sromona, how do you feel coming back to your own campus as a guest this time?
Oh, it is an absolute privilege, and I feel so overwhelmed and emotional looking at all of you living this life, this hostel life, this campus. It brings back so many memories. I'm on a nostalgia trip today, and so special to be back, and that also as a guest. Back in the days, it used to be my dream that someday I wish I would be invited, and to see that day come true, it's been an absolute pleasure.
True, I wish I get to live that dream too. So, did you get a chance to go to your hostel room and meet the professors?
Yeah, I already did that. So today, even before the conclave began at around 6:37, I came alone to the campus when everybody was sleeping. So I went around all the places, to the hostel, I went inside everywhere. I also carried my ID card from 14-16 in case they do not let me in, but they did let me in. It was lovely. And after that, I again dressed up for the conclave. So yeah, so this place holds a very, very special place in my heart, and yes.
So can you please talk about your journey, your 2 years of journey at KSOM?
Yeah, it was the first time living away from home. It was very lovely. It was very hard initially. And of course, our professors are very, very strict, if I may say, on camera. The curriculum is also very rigorous. And if I may say, I also studied very hard because I was a fresher back then. Yeah. So for me to get that job was very, very important. So the 2 years was very stressful, but we have so many club activities and we have this beautiful campus. Correct. To sit and to study and to admire the nature. So all in all, it was a lovely, lovely experience. We also enjoyed the in-house competitions, and there are so many activities always going on. Correct. I was always a part of something or the other. So even though the stressful life of campus was there, all these little small joys really helped me pass those 2 years, and they are the best 2 years of my life.
So we'll go as per the roadmap. That is, we'll first start with your internship experience. So can you please talk about your internship experience?
Yeah, so I interned with Bajaj Capital in Kolkata in the months of May and June, which are the hottest months. I had to go to office, and then there was no COVID. We had to go every day, but there was a lot of learning. I constructed portfolio for a lot of clients that Bajaj Capital has, their mutual funds industry. So the learning was huge, and I could also relate it to all that I was starting back then in my first year in corporate finance. So I feel the key is to really relate it, because even in your after your SIPs are over, when you are presenting the project, or even when you are talking to the recruiters, you relating it in your mind is more important than they relating it. Exactly. They might be coming from the industry, so they might have lost touch with the theoretical books, but when you bring that to the table, that's an added dimension. And that also says a lot about how serious you were in your academics.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So internships play a very huge role, especially when you sit for placements, right? So how did it help you in your first placement, especially?
Yeah, so my first placement was in TCS from the campus. And for those, I want to be very honest about it. I sat for my first placement with Deloitte and I did not crack it. So if you are in the middle of something where you are not getting selected, don't be demotivated. We all have been through it. So my first placements was with TCS. In TCS, there were, it's a people's company. So there are a lot of focus on, how you present yourself, how you talk about your college, your professors, and then comes your SIP, wherein, we have so many different kind of experiences. So my one tip would be always to be honest. Even if there are difficult colleagues at work during internship, it is important that you talk about it in your interviews to Correct. Say that how you maneuvered such difficulties in those 2 months. Mm-hmm. Because you were a student who was trying to understand and get a test of the corporate life. Mm-hmm. So in my interview also, my interview was for 1 hour 45 minutes. It was a very long interview, and it was the first.
I can feel that pressure.
Yeah, it is. You have to be correct all the time is not possible. And to this day, I don't believe I answered all questions correctly. But what matters is that your attitude, the way you are talking about things, the way you present, and how actually passionate you are to get the job. Exactly. So do not worry about making a mistake. Do not worry about giving a wrong answer. Even if one answer is wrong, do not get so nervous and conscious that you make mistakes in the rest of the questions that are being asked to you.
So, since there are a lot of students from different backgrounds, coming from different undergraduate backgrounds, we have a lot of tech students also who are not very comfortable with finance. So, there's a myth of saying that tech wale finance later.
Exactly.
Right? So, would you like to put some light on that?
Yeah, so interestingly, even though my graduation were in commerce, I did study physics and maths till those fat books till class 12, and I was pretty good at it, but I don't know why. I was always interested in economics, so I decided to pursue economics, but then I decided to pursue commerce. So the biggest advantage that the tech guys have or the tech girls have is your ability to do really good numericals and your understanding of numbers, because in your 11th and 12th, the maths is, I feel, syllabus wise is much more extensive for the people who are pursuing tech.
Correct.
Right? So you can use that to your advantage. Secondly, you have to look at it as a management education. It is not a BCom honors, right? You do not have to know everything very, very detailed. You have to just know enough to be able to take the decisions as a manager of a company. So if you look at it like that, and I know the professors who are teaching you, they also start from the very basics, because they also know, right, that there might be gaps. So make use of all that and do not be too conscious about the fact that you do not come from a commerce background. I have so many colleagues who are from tech backgrounds and they are in finance, core finance.
Exactly.
So there is no reason to think that you have a disadvantage here. No, you don't.
So, for MBA to finance students, what are the qualities that you think that before going to corporate they should have, or if they do not have, or any other advice that you would like to give?
Yeah, just be open. Do not be so fixated upon one single thing that, I will only do this, I want to be. Of course, if finance is your choice, be open to working in a variety of companies. Because right now, especially if you're a fresher, you might not have so much to say.
Exactly.
You'll build on your experience, and later on, of course, you will get to negotiate on your numbers, on your position, all that. But you have to wait for your career. When we cook, we marinate things. This is your marination process. So just be open about things. Be open to willing to learn. Even in your team works, when you go for your teams, I know many times we don't know.
Exactly.
Is it the same as a theory? We wonder, right? But it is never like that. But your willingness to learn makes a hell of a difference, right? Somebody in front of you, say your manager, sits and knows that this person is putting in the effort or is willing to putting in the effort to learn, will make such a huge difference for you. Also, always smile, which you already know is my mantra. Be very open to receiving feedback also, because I feel we get so sensitive when someone comes to us. We are open to feedback, say from our friends, from our parents, from our professors. But you have to understand, in the corporate, your managers are like your mentors and professors. Not necessarily whatever they are saying is to be mean to you. Maybe they really have a point. So instead of being defensive, if you are open, people will find it easy to communicate.
So, do you think that before joining any corporate, is there any course that people should look into?
Sorry. On the contrary, I feel KSOM is well equipped to teach every student to manage things, because we have so many clubs and all of you are assigned some duties.
Exactly.
People skills, I think KSOM is doing an amazing job. I did not do any courses, but yeah, I was a part of lot of clubs, so I already had inculcated those qualities while being here for the 2 years. So if you are making good use of the 2 years here, I do not think you need any course. Just go and have fun, enjoy until they are joining, enjoy the rest period, because once you join, it's a never-ending process.
And a whole lot new journey.
Yeah, so yeah, I will never recommend courses and all that. No, you all have enough exposure here.
Correct. So, since we are in the middle of placements and internships, so students are sitting for placements and their internships, but they are facing rejections, right? So, what is your advice on facing that rejection?
I know rejection is very hard, especially when you have people around you getting placed.
Correct.
There is no denying the fact. We all know it, your professors know it, your friends who are getting placed, they also know it. I know when I was facing such situations, say I am placed and somebody else is not around me and that person is close to me, I used to feel bad for my own placement.
Exactly.
That how do I go, how do I celebrate all this? So as much as it is difficult for you, it is also everybody around you knows that it is difficult for them. But do not get demotivated. Have trust on your journey because it is teaching you so much already to how to take rejections and everything. And all this hard work will bear its fruit. And if you are in a college like ours, which is so well equipped in terms of the infra, the corporate connects, the training and placement department, you know by the end of the course all of you will be placed.
Correct.
Yeah, might not be your dream company, but then your career is not ending here, right? You have a long way to go. It's just a start.
As you said, that's a marination process. This is a
Yeah,
phase.
so this is just a phase, right? Look at it as a phase. It's okay. Some will get to their dream company, some will not, and that's completely fine. Enjoy this process, and rejection is hard, no doubt, but just march forward, and that's all.
So, what do you think what matters the most? Is the company name or the profile?
When you are starting off, I'll say both, because I'm not so much about the brand of the company, but a brand of the company sometimes also defines how its work culture are. Okay, you do not want to be in a company which does not respect you as an individual and things like that. So of course I'm not saying big brands, but company which has good governance policies, whose HR departments are really good, whose policies are properly in place. Those are the companies that you should be looking at. And profiles are of course important, but again always remember you are a fresher. When you are starting off, you do not get to, maybe right away you won't get to do exactly what you are studying. And what you do might sometimes also feel like that, it's what is this? Anybody can do it. But no, anybody is not doing it. I know sometimes we look at jobs like, a 10 pass can do it, but no, it is not like that. Are the 10 pass doing it? No, right? So it is just you are building yourself. Give yourself time. No time will be there.
So true. And thank you for giving us your valuable time.
Yeah.
Just before we end this session, any last message for your campus?
Nothing. I love this campus. It is my home. I can shamelessly say, just invite me over for anything. I'll come and I'll talk and I'll give many interviews. Very, very happy to be here and to meet all the students. It's been amazing. Thank you.
So, any message for your professors?
Yeah, I love them. And I say that after, I'm in full well knowing that maybe this bite will go out and my school teachers and my graduation professors will also say it. But no, nobody like the professors here at KSOM. Especially the ones who have taught me, the ones who saw me. It's been very, very emotional. It's been an emotional Saturday for me. So yeah, I love them so much, and I would not be where I am today without them, undoubtedly. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving your valuable time.
Thank you.
And this is the end of the session. Do like, share and comment. Thank you.